Okay, welcome in, friends. If you're watching this part of my tutorial today, you're most likely watching the replay. If so, leave me a little comment, hashtag replay, so I know you were here. I'm tagging us and sharing us. Okay. Hi, Christine. How are you? Welcome in. I'm going to be working on a bunny today, a little ragdoll bunny. I think you're going to love it. All right, there's my live. Tag us and share us. I'll try to tag us. Facebook is acting weird again today. Limiting, on my personal profile, I tried to, I shared a reel and then I tried to do another reel and post it to one of the groups I'm in, and it told me I couldn't. I was at my limit for the day. Seriously, Facebook? One reel? And then on my business page, they're like, share more content, share more reels. Your reels over 35 seconds are getting more exposure, so share more reels. I don't know. I was trying to share it because some groups you can share from a business page and some you can't. So I was trying to share from my personal profile to a group and it wouldn't let me. It said I had reached my maximum for the day, which was apparently 1 today. I did share a couple of times from my business profile, so at least there's that. All right, and I'm sharing this live to my 2 groups. How are you today, Christine? I hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. It is Taco Tuesday. I love Tuesdays because I know I don't have to cook. We go from Mexican either to Plaza Mexico or Mezcalitos or Chipotle. I think tonight we're going to Chipotle. All right, tagged and shared. So far it's just me and you, Christine. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? So I have this cute cutter set from made by Juliana. Her cutters and cutter sets are exclusively available to members of her paid private group. So if you're in Juliana's Quiet Corner Clubhouse paid private group, you will have access to purchase her cutters. So if you're in her group, you may already have this cutter. If not, you can get it. If you're not in her group, the only way you can get it is to join her paid private group, which is brilliant marketing on her part. She has, out of all the groups that I'm in, she has the most members because I think everyone loves her cutters. All right, guys, so this is just some baby oil in a little squirty bottle. And then I squirt some of it into one of these little containers from the dollar store. And I have an oil brush that I leave off to the side that I just use for oil. I've never used this cutter set, so I'm going to oil it up really good, guys. So bear with me. I'm coming on a little early. This is Teresa's spot, the 2 o'clock spot. I wasn't supposed to come on until 3. But Teresa isn't feeling great today, so she's not going to be coming on live. So I said, well, I'm actually ready to go. Hey, Jess, how are you? I'm ready to go, so I could hop on a little bit early to fill the time so we won't have dead space in the lineup, which we do for each other if our schedules allow. All right, when you have a new cutter, and especially Juliana has explained, hey Sandy, how are you? Welcome, so happy you're here. Juliana has explained because her cutters and cutter sets are so large, they're thick meaning the edge here, the cutting edge is a little bit thicker than if you were to buy a single, just one-off cutter. So her edges, because they're thicker, sometimes they don't make as clean of a cut. So you really have to do the oil, or if you don't do the oil, Juliana shows how to do the soapy water. How many of you guys do the soapy water with the dish detergent? I've tried it and I didn't have success. Mine stuck terribly. She says you have to use a good amount of soap, but I always see her little dish bucket and it doesn't look very sudsy. So she has her little formula just down pat. The oil works good for me, guys. And you see I'm going over it multiple times because, like I said, it's a brand new cutter set I've never used. And Carly has explained to me in the past that this filament, you can't really see it to the naked eye, but the filament that you use to create the cutters. Hi, Molly Fox Designs. How are you, Christy? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. How's your little grandson? I was with two of mine this past weekend, and it was so fun. But Carly has explained that for the new cutter sets, you really have to oil them up very good because you can't see to the naked eye, but when this cuts, when the filament cuts this, there's all little microscopic little holes actually, and the oil gets in there. So like many of you may have experience with a new cutter, you oil it and the first time you use it, it doesn't cut great, but then you oil it again and use it a second time, it cuts better, and you oil it again and use it like a third time and it cuts even better. Hey Ramona, how are you? Hi Maureen. Hi friends, welcome. So she said the more you use it, the better it'll behave because the oil gets in all the little nooks and crannies of the little holes in the filament, and it fills it in, and then it just helps it cut better. Helps it cut better. 2 months old today. Such a cutie. Oh, sweet. My little guy is 4 months old now, our newest and one and only grandson. We have 3 girls and 1 boy. 4 girls. 4 girls and 1 boy, right? I have 5. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of little grandbabies. So Easter's coming up, guys. I'm going to be broke. I'm going to be broke. Buying all the Easter stuff. I recycle their baskets, guys. I told my daughters-in-law very early on, I think with the first one that I ever made a basket for when she was born, I said, don't take this the wrong way, but after you get all the goodies out of the baby's basket, hi Tina, I hope you're feeling all better. I'm gonna take the basket back because those baskets are so expensive, and you guys don't need 18 baskets over the next 18 years times each kid. Excuse me, guys. Our pollen is so bad here right now. Our pine pollen is so bad. I just had a guy here a little bit ago walking around the outside of my house giving me a quote for pressure washing. He's like, yeah, we can't even get started for another couple weeks until the pollen settles. I'm like, yeah. Right, Christy? Yeah, all the baby things. Their baskets, I feel, are so fun to do when they're little because you could load them up with lots of stuff. I put a mixture of some little toys and some clothes and then some like baby things like baby wipes and the little snacks like the Gerber Puffs. You guys, I am popping vitamin C and all my vitamins and all of the things, guys. Spring is bad for my allergies. Hi, Becky. How are you? Welcome. Yeah. I kind of, as we kept having more and more grandchildren, I kind of had to set a budget. I have like a set for each holiday that I don't go over times 5. Times 5. So you have to. Everything's so expensive these days too, guys. There's some little, I don't know what, hard little pieces in this clay. So if you see me picking them out. Reusable storage container as the basket. For your 5 grandkids, Terry? Yeah. So smart. So smart. That's another great idea. I've done that in the past where I buy like a storage container, a cute one with an elephant or zebra or whatever. And then when I give it to them, at least they can use it to store diapers or bibs or toys or whatever. But for Easter, I just buy them their baskets. I fill their baskets with all of the fun goodies and then take it to their homes, and the kids open up, get all their goodies out, and then I take the baskets back and I just reuse the baskets every year. So Hazel has her basket, Evelyn has her basket, Dottie B has her basket, Brooke has her basket, and Liam will have his basket. This is his first Easter. First Easter for the boy. You have to, guys. Things are so expensive. You know, you set your budget, and then the container could take like a good chunk of that budget, depending on what size and I like the big baskets because I like to put a lot of stuff, you guys. I don't know if you guys knew, I like to shop. But, you know, I go to the dollar store, and at this age, you can buy them a lot of little things like bubbles and sidewalk chalk and, you know, all the things, guys, all the things. But the big baskets take a lot to fill. Coloring books with those magic, the magic markers, the ones you take the cap off and it just looks white and it goes on like clear and then the color comes. And then this way, 15 Easter baskets at your local shelter. Wow, Dawn, that's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, Leanne, your little sidekick today was precious. So sweet. And she's so good on camera. She's so good on camera. Right, I have my 1/4-inch guides on my rolling pin, guys. And I'm gonna leave this pretty thick. I won't be mad if I leave it a little thicker than my regular 1/4-inch, because this Ragdoll Bunny cookie cutter is really large, and if you roll your clay out too thin and you have a large, even a small image that you're cutting, your clay can curl as it dries. So that's why I love these puzzle sets, because as you build them with all the layers, they get thicker and thicker and thicker, and then when they dry, they behave. They lay flat and they don't curl. All right, so I'm looking at all the pieces to my puzzle. I don't have to worry so much about any imperfections on this bottom layer, because other than a tiny little part of her neck, all the other parts and pieces are going to be covered with an additional layer. You guys know I love these puzzle sets. Little piece of fuzz. I love the puzzle cutter sets so much. Meaning it has a bottom layer and then all the top layers that you build on top of it. A couple little air bubbles. You definitely want to get them out because you don't want to leave an air bubble, and then even though you're layering layers on top, you don't want it to dry funny and have any divots. Measuring cup to measure jelly beans and counted everything to be equal. Oh, Maureen, that's precious. 6 before Azrael was born. Yeah. So Maureen, you have 7 children? 7 total? All right, that looks good. And it's pretty thick. It's thicker than a 1/4-inch because I'm touching the bottom of my rolling pin and it's actually not touching the table. So I didn't press down super duper hard to get it actually to get to the 1/4-inch, because the bottom, and there are imperfections in here and everything, and I'm not gonna worry about that. I don't think it's long enough, guys. It's not. I need to roll it a smidge more this way. This is a really big cookie cutter, but it's gonna make the cutest ragdoll bunny. You guys are gonna be smitten with it. All right. Now you see I am applying some pressure because I want to stretch the clay a little. I was short about 1/2 inch on one end, so stretch it a little, make it a little bit longer. So my bunny's feet won't get cut off. Okay. How many of you are in Juliana's group and have this cutter set, the Ragdoll Bunny cutter set? She's so cute. All right, it's long enough now. And then Juliana says, I'm gonna try it. Since I have extra time today, let's try it. I'm gonna put it right on my glass tabletop. She says, don't use a silicone mat with her cutters because that's what helps contribute to the raggedy edge. You know how when I cut my stuff, guys? Hi, Shelby. Watched you this morning doing all that hair. You have so much patience for making all that adorable pink hair. I messaged Shelby yesterday, guys, and I asked her, what does this mean? You know how sometimes you dream and then you wake up and you don't remember your dreams? I had a dream the night before. You guys are going to laugh. That Shelby came to my house. It was Christmas time. I was giving her a tour and showing her all my Christmas trees. And she was like, oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I love that. That was in my dream. So I messaged Shelby. I'm like, Shelby, what does this mean? She's like, maybe we're going to see each other again sometime soon, hopefully. It was so funny. I would love that. All right, so let's pop this out. See, I feel like that did work better, cutting it on the glass top like Juliana recommends, as opposed to using my silicone mat. Because a lot of times when I use the mat, the edges are super raggedy. Now, they are still raggedy, but not as bad as in the past. And because I used all that oil, you can. Hey, Raquel, how you doing, sweetie? How's your rehab coming with your shoulder surgery? Because I used all that oil on the cutter, you can go around and easily smooth your edges. This little bunny is gonna be so stinking cute. You guys are gonna love her. All right, and then I'm gonna use my fancy, expensive tool from the $17 store to get in there right where her ear kind of meets up with her body and make sure that they are smooth and disconnected, meaning not connected. You guys, the pollen here is so bad. It's like it's windy today and there's just green wafts of pollen like blowing in the air. It's so bad. And it turned a little chilly again. I don't like it, you guys. All right, so there's our bunny with her body. That's the base. I'm gonna layer on the silicone mat. There's lots of imperfections on the front of this clay, guys, but no worries because you're never gonna see it. You're never gonna see it. That's the bottom, the base of our little bunny. So now we're gonna start building her parts and pieces, all right? So let's do her little face next. And again, it's a new set. I had a dream about Jan. Told the dream online thing, how odd, but what God's plan was for us to meet. Shelby, I love that. I remember when you guys met up. I remember, but you guys are a lot closer than you and I, West Virginia and North Carolina. But stranger things, right, Shelby? Stranger things, you never know what the universe is going to manifest, right? Stranger things. That would be awesome. I would love that. All right, that looks pretty good. I feel like I didn't oil it as much as the first piece, but that was such a large piece. I wanted to make sure. That it rolled out good and cut good. All right. So let's give this a quick condition. And then I remember Juliana saying it's a round circle, but there is a top and a bottom. And the smaller part goes to the top. So that looks like the smaller part. And then the larger part is the bottom of her little face. I wish I lived closer to some of my crafty friends, to a bunch of my crafty friends, so we actually could get together and craft. I used to love it when we had our B&B, because once a month I would host a day crop, and the girls would come and scrapbook or craft or whatever, and then I hosted retreats to groups, and they would book the entire B&B for the weekend. And I would do all the food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they would come in. It looked like they were moving in, guys. My husband would have to help them. And it literally looked like some of them were moving in. People would come with sewing machines and quilting things and scrapbooking. And you guys know when you scrapbook, there's so many things. But they were so fun. The girls always loved them. All right, this I am going to roll out right to the 1/4 inch. And this I am going to be fussy because it is the bunny's face. We don't want any wrinkles or lines. So I'm going to get it rolled out. Then I'll flip it over and roll it on the other side too. And then we'll choose which side we want to use for the face. We want it to look good. That side looks really good, guys. That side looks good. Although there's some fuzz. Dang it all. Dang it all. All right. That side looks good, and it doesn't have any fuzz. I know, right, Leanne? So fun. We had the B&B for almost 5 years. We spent 10 months renovating it, which was a huge project. Shelby can relate. And see, look, I cut it on the silicone mat because that's what I always do. And look how raggedy it got. That's okay. We'll just push that to the inside. Once we layer it on top of our bunny's body, you'll never see it. But I'm just so used to cutting on my silicone mat, guys. That's a new little tip that Juliana recently shared. So to cut on my tabletop is glass, or a lot of you have those pieces from Home Depot or Lowe's, those wallboard pieces. I feel like if you use those, you can cut on those. And you'll get a better, cleaner edge than using your silicone mat. So note to self, you guys yell at me. Hey Susan, welcome in. You guys yell at me. We're gonna cut the ears next. Yell at me not to use my silicone mat. Silly Debbie. Silly Debbie. All right, and I feel like I wanna wait. Putting the face on. I feel like I wanna cut the ears out. Set that face. I want to cut the ears out. Yes. You can. You can relate, shall we? All right. Done with the face. That aside. You're nearing the finish line though, girlfriend. You're nearing the finish line. And I know you've already started moving your pots and pans and stuff into the cupboard. So that's the fun part. The fun part is when you can start moving your stuff in. Then when you get your counters, that's like the frosting on top of the cupcake. All right, that looks good. Let's cut the ears out. We gotta oil them. What do we want to talk about while you're sitting here watching me oil stuff? Do 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 do. What is that from, guys? Jeopardy? Jeopardy? I think Jeopardy. All right. And there are two ears, a left and a right, because one lops one way and the other one lops the other way. You guys, I don't know if you can see my bunny cake in the back that I've been working on all month for the Pink Frosting Divas. We did the bunny yesterday. She came out so cute. And then I did adhere my layers together. It's probably far away and you can't see it. And I started dry fitting some of the elements that we made, so I know how many more elements I need to fill the cake. That's gonna be so dang cute when it's done. Oh my gosh. My husband came in here. He's like, okay, well, how much are you gonna sell that one for? I'm like, dude, stop. He doesn't want me to keep anything. He wants me to sell everything. I'm like, I don't know, it's really cute. I think I wanna keep it. He's like, sell it. It's like a broken record. Broken record. All right, let me find two good spots in this clay, meaning spots that don't have any. You guys, I almost did it again. I almost cut on the silicone mat. Two spots in the clay. That don't have any wrinkles or bubbles or anything. Good, good. See, and it comes off just like butter when you do it on your harder surface. Note to self. The edges are still a smidge raggedy, but not as bad as if you cut on your silicone mat. And then because you put all that oil, you can smooth them down easy. Y'all, how many are watching Heartland or have watched it on Netflix? The most recent season is not on Netflix. I think they they didn't renew their contract with Netflix for the season 19, so they're on another streaming network that I'm gonna have to get just for one time. It's $5.99 a month because I'm gonna have to see the latest season. I am up to season 14. How many of you are watching it with me or have watched it? Heartland on Netflix. Oh my God, you guys, it's so good. It's so good. I can hardly stand it. All right, we'll need this again for the feet, but we're done with the ears. All right, let's bring Bunny Nutkins back over. And now we can place the face and the ears. So what I think I'm gonna do is start with one ear. Hi, Sandy, how are you? Susan, are you watching it or have you already finished watching it? And she did say, Juliana did say that you're gonna put the face all the way up and there's gonna be an area left open and that's the bunny's neck. So I think we really need to start with the face. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Favorite show of all time, Jess? Yes. Leanne, you're gonna start watching it? Oh my God, you guys, it's so good. It's so good. It's just a feel-good, wholesome, great storyline with the characters. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. Like I said, I just started watching season 14 and there was a big, I'm not going to say for those of you that are going to be starting to watch it, but there was a big thing that happened on between season 13 and season 14. Y'all, I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to spoil it for those of you that are going to watch it. All right, so then when you put your puzzle pieces on top of your base, Just make sure you finger press everything together so there are no air bubbles, and all of your clay on the second layer is touching all of your clay on the first layer. Okay, Bunny Nutkins does have, you finished it, Susan, all the way. Did you see the new season 19 too? Or did you just do the 18 seasons that are available on Netflix, Susan? All right, let's do, no, we have to wait on the feet because we have to do the little bunny jumper next. The little bunny jumper next. Those are the arms. I have to get all my pieces. More episodes in season 19? You think they need more episodes in season 19? Yeah. All right, let's oil. Look at how cute that is, guys. Little jumper. Hi, Naomi. Welcome in. Yeah. And that's what I like too about it, guys. The seasons are really long. Like stuff that you watch like on regular cable TV, like Grey's Anatomy, for example, their seasons are so short. They like back in the day, the new season would start in September. Now it seems like the new seasons on regular cable network TV don't start until October or the end of October, beginning of November. And then they go for like 4 episodes, and then they say they're on their winter break, and they go off in December and January, and then they come back in like February or March. Like some of them are just coming back now from their winter break, and they do like 4 more episodes. So the whole entire season is like 8 episodes, but it's spread out so far that like when they take the break, by the time they come back, you can hardly even remember like where things left off. Virgin River, yes, Susan. Susan, you and I are like this. Hey, Ginger from Alabama, welcome. So happy you're here. I've watched Virgin River too, Susan, and I saw that the new season just dropped last Thursday, but I don't want to start watching it until I finish Heartland. So I'm going to completely finish watching Heartland all the way through season 19, and then I'll go back and watch Virgin River. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to get confused. The episodes are 44 minutes each, Maureen. And it depends. Like some, I don't have it committed to memory, but some of the seasons might have like 18 episodes. Some of them have 14 episodes. They're long seasons. So besides it being a great watch, you have to pay for Netflix or, whatever you stream it on. You feel like you're getting your money's worth out of it. You know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna try this, guys, and I wanna move this bunny completely out of the way because I know myself, and if I don't, we're gonna have a bunny disaster when I start rolling this out. So this little guy is gonna move onto my silicone mat over here off to the side. Okay, because we have to have some room now. Yeah. Season 19, Jess, is available. They ended their contract with Netflix, so you can watch 1 through 18 of Heartland on Netflix, and then to watch the newest season, 19, you have to pay to stream the Up Faith and Family network. And everyone's all up in arms about that because we're like, oh, we've paid to watch it on Netflix, and now we have to pay to watch it on another paid streaming network. Yeah, I don't know why they canceled their affiliation with Netflix, but they did. All right, so I want to make sure for this particular jumper application, because we're gonna use a roller to make impression in it, we don't want any air bubbles whatsoever, guys. You wanna make sure you have no air bubbles. Right? Yeah, but I watch it in the evenings, Maureen. I watch in the evenings, and you know I'm a night owl. I stay up and I watch, and that's my downtime, to watch it in the evenings. And I started watching it 2 weeks ago, and I'm just gonna keep watching it until I finish it. And like I said, 2 weeks ago, and I'm already on season 14. All right, so I have this impression roller. We're gonna give it a try, first time. $6.41 a month. Yeah, that's what I saw, $5.99, and then they probably add some sort of tax or something. So I'm probably gonna break down and spend the $6 so I can see the last season, but if they're gonna keep doing that, I don't know if I'll keep. Channel on Samsung TV that only plays Heartland. Aww, that's nice. I don't have a Samsung TV. I oiled it up. Can you see it's shiny? I oiled it up real good. It's brand new. I've never used it. So we're going to give it a try, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. So I have my pink clay rolled out, 1/4 inch thick. I'm going to start on one end. You don't want to wiggle it. And you want to give some firm pressure. Don't wiggle it. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, so the rolling pin does have creases in it, and they did show up. Can you see? There and there. So let me see if I can smooth some of those out with my finger. Oiling it up was the trick. Otherwise, maybe I can wiggle the jumper in between those impression lines. That's unfortunate. I got that off Amazon, guys, so I feel like the ones that are handmade, 3D printed from our friends that have the 3D printers are probably gonna be a better quality than this one off of Amazon. There's a little bubble or like a divot right there, right in the middle where the jumper, and it's gonna show. Yes, you would. Yep. Like I said, I just started watching it 2 weeks ago, and I'm up to, that'll probably puff out as it dries, guys, so I probably shouldn't make myself crazy. There's a little, I don't even know if the camera will pick it up, right there. There's a little, right there, a little hole. It'll probably puff up as the clay dries. I'm trying to smooth it out, and I'm making a huge dent in the clay, so, all right. It's easy to smooth out because I had a lot of oil on that roller. All right, so let's come in with our cute little jumper. Yes, for the most part, I'm going to be able to, now I wonder if I can position this so I don't even go where that bubble is. If I turned it a different way. No, it's right in the middle. I'm gonna get it no matter what. And I'd rather try to get, position it so I don't get those creases. All right, let's just do it. And I should have this on the glass, you guys. Duh. How pretty is that, though, with the flowers? I love it so much. All right, let's go for it. If we don't like it, what's the worst thing, guys? You just do it over again, right? It's only clay. Just do it over again. All right, there's that little bit in the middle that didn't come out. They're coming out really clean, guys, really clean. For them being brand new. I'm doing a lot of oil. All right, let me clean these edges and then show you how cute this little jumper with the impression. So cute. And I think once it dries, and I'll probably add glitter and rhinestones, you're not gonna see any of those little imperfections I was worried about. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Look, he's so cute. Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, bring our mat back over. Put our pink away. My hands are so moisturized. They're so oily. It's so good because it's so dry. I had to put the heat back on in our house today, guys. Let me get this out of the way. We won't need that anymore for today's project. Let's bring Bunny and Nutkins back over. Adorable, right, Alyssa? So cute. You guys are with me. We like the cute stuff, right? All right, so Juliana did say that the little jumper, you don't want to put it all the way up. You want some of the bunny's neck showing. So she said you're gonna hang down a little bit. And there's kind of like divots right there and right there. So I'm assuming that's where the bottom of the jumper is supposed to be. So that's where I'm gonna make the bottom of my jumper. And then in the area, in the space up above, we're gonna make some buttons. We'll make some buttons. I'm just lightly finger pressing to make sure all my pink clay is touching all the white clay. I'm trying not to touch the top because I don't want to deboss the embossed pretty image. It looks a little weird now. We're gonna have to trust the process. It looks like I made a mistake and that jumper was supposed to be up higher, but I did watch Juliana's tutorial and she said no, put it down low. Then there is this little doohickey piece that's supposed to cut out the area in between the leggers, the little leggers. So let's see if we can do that now. It's a little, you know, to cut out the little area in between her two little leggers in her little pants. Let's see if we can make it work. I want to oil it good because I don't want it to stick to the jumper because now that would be a disaster because we stuck the jumper onto the body. I don't want anything to stick to anything. The top part is square. She said that's going to be your top part. And just push it down. And it did make an indentation on my jumper. That makes me mad. That makes me mad. So that means I'm going to definitely have to add rhinestones and glitter to fix that. And it didn't cut all the way through. Juliana made it look so easy, so I'm not quite sure what I did wrong. You see, it didn't cut all the way through. So now I'm gonna come in with my X-Acto knife and try to do some surgery. She made it look so easy. And hers just came out in one nice piece. Mine did not. You see, I'm having to perform surgery. What can I use to put in there? Where is one of my silicone brushes? No worries. We'll fix it. We'll make it work. One of the This is silicone. The pink on this tool is silicone. And it'll glide right through there. Help me fix that. And because the clay is wet, guys, I feel like any of that area, like it made a little impression right there on the pink, and I'm trying to carefully smooth it out. As it dries, it'll puff up and that'll go away. It'll go away. All right, so I'm using my finger inside there to kind of get that bottom white layer to match up with my top pink layer. I don't want any of the body showing where it shouldn't be showing, but that seems like it fixed it, okay? So now you have that cutout portion where I did the surgery between the legs, okay? All right, so no worries, it's only clay. Everything can be fixed. All right, so how am I gonna get this out of here? Let's use our expensive tool from the $17 store. Multifunctional, expensive tool. Who was I talking to? Oh, my mother-in-law on Sunday. We were talking to her. She gets her cards from the dollar store. So cute, right, Leanne? So cute. All right, now we can do the arms and the legs and the buttons. And she was even saying cute, right, Ginger? Yeah, so sometimes with these puzzle cutters, you have to finagle them a little to get them to do what you want to do. I don't even know how the creators create this and get all the pieces to fit together as well as they do. Sometimes you have to do a little surgery like we just did. No worries. No worries. It all worked out. And I'm not worried. It looks bumpy on the front. I'm not worried about that because we're gonna add another layer. Hey, Jenna. Thank you. Yeah, your internet is not cooperating. Doesn't it know it's Tuesday? And it's a very important day. Should not be acting up on Tuesday during our Crafty Friends Day. All right, so now we need to cut out 2 arms, 2 legs, and then we can move on to, you know what, guys? You know what I want to do? Before I move on to the arms and legs, guys, let's throw some eyes in this little girl before the skin forms over the top of the face. Let's throw some eyes in here. I want one eye there and one eye there. Okay? Before the skin forms, that would not be good. All right, I feel like I want some largish eyes. Are these too large? I feel like these might be too large, guys, or not. No, I think they're good. This is my favorite shape for eyes. What else do I have? Size-wise, I think these are the same size. Oh, they're a tiny bit smidge smaller. I'm gonna use these. They're just a tiny bit smidge. I'll use these for a large character. They're a tiny bit smidge smaller, and that is that. You could get them on Amazon and Etsy. She sells both places. All right. I know. Silly internet. Hi, Sandra. Silly internet. Doesn't it know? Don't mess with Tuesday. That's our important Crafty Friends Day. All right, I'm gonna take a little glue from where I put it, where the first eye is, and move it over to the second eye. I'm gonna do green eyes on her so she's not, as opposed to doing the pink eyes. So she has a little bit of a contrast color in her. Even though they're adhesive backed, guys. I keep all of my shapes of eyes together. So this is my bag with these cute little loopy-doopy eyes that I love to use. And then I keep my round eyes together, and then I keep my felt eyes together. I try to stay organized, guys, because you know, it's a lot of little parts and pieces. No worries, sweet friend. I'm happy I could do it. Sometimes, you know, your day gets away and you have all you could do is to come on at your regular time. But I was up a little bit earlier, and our Terminix guy was supposed to come, and then he had to reschedule, but then I had some power wash guys coming to look at the house and give us quotes. So I had a lot going on. All right, good. We put those eyes in before we got too much of a skin forming on her, okay? Super cute. And then what do I want? Do I want expression lines or do I want an eyebrow? I think I want little expression lines. I think I'm gonna do 2 little expression lines. I have to stand. And then I have to turn her to do the other side. I think I got the clay right at the right time. I think if I waited like 5 more minutes, guys, it would have been too late. There would have been too much of a skin formed, and it would not have worked. All right, let's do her nose and her mouth. Well, we're working on the face, okay? Let's do her nose and her mouth while we're right here working on the face. And I love using my little heart-shaped plunger cutters to do noses on my characters when the shape of their face allows. Let's throw some oil in there. Can't hurt, right? Can't hurt. Cut out the heart. Pop it out. I might have left that rolled too thick, guys. Yeah, I think I did. Let's do it a little bit not so thick. I like big eyes and big noses, but that was a little cuckoo crazy. That was a little too big. Sandra, you says you're coming along getting better every day. Did you, what? Did you recently have a procedure or surgery? Or were you sick? If you want to share, if you don't want to share, I understand that too. So we can all send you some well wishes. I know my friend Raquel is just recovering from shoulder surgery, a torn rotator cuff. That's not fun. Cut it out again. That's not quite as thick as the first one. The first one was really thick. Clean my edges up. All right, put the baby pink away. Her little jumper with that impression mat is so dang cute, you guys. It came out so cute. All right, and then what do I want to do? I want to make a little line, I think. Now that I've done it, I kind of have to commit to it. add her nose. And of course the line didn't match up. That's okay. I'm gonna come in with a ball tool and do what I normally do for my little characters' mouths. Just make a little indentation with the ball tool and then come up with it. Make a little mouth. And then I feel like I want to make some kind of whiskers on her face too. I'm going to have to think on it for a minute. I'll have to think on it for a minute. What I want to do. I'm using, that's a silicone tip tool, and I'm using it, I had a few weeks ago. Thanks for asking. Ooh, ooh. That sounds serious, Sandra. And I'm using it to kind of gently curve the nose where it meets the mouth. So the point of the nose isn't going into the mouth. You guys know what I mean? You know what I mean? But she needs some kind of whiskers. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my twisty, my iridescence. We will add those to her. All right. But I'm gonna give it some time to dry now, all right? We'll do the twisty iridescent whiskers like I like to do on my bunnies, like this guy. We'll give her some twisty iridescent whiskers like this guy, okay? I think that'll look cute, so cute. Thank you for sprinkling, Tisha. I think that'll be precious. All right, let's do her arms. Give her some arms. And I'm gonna shade her cheeks, give her some shading on her cheeks, but I'm gonna let that clay rest a minute and give it some time to skin over, so I'm not playing with wet clay. All right, some more of our white. And you could do your bunnies a chocolate color, you could do your bunnies a caramel color. I just like a white Easter bunny. But I mean, you could do your bunnies pink, yellow. I mean, bunnies can be any color. Easter colors are so fun. All right, rolling some more clay out, 1/4 inch. Ooh, that was a big bubble. Did you guys see that? Holy cow, that was a big bubble. I'm not gonna be able to cut anything there because it made such a huge indentation. I'm gonna try to push it back together. So cute, right, Sandra? So cute. Yeah. These are my favorite to work with, the puzzle cookie cutter sets. I love the puzzle cookie cutter sets. All right, hopefully we have enough real estate to work with. We gotta cut 2 arms and 2 feet, and I don't want any clay that has any imperfections. So we want good clay. So I'll have to go around and see. I might have to cut a few and then roll it out again and cut a few more. Because for her little arms and feet, like I said, the bottom, I didn't care if the imperfections or lumps or bumps showed because you'd never see it when you put your parts and pieces on. But you guys, for her arms and her legs, her face, her ears, her jumper, that all shows. So you want to take the extra time to roll it out nice. So you get a nice, good quality finished product, whether you're keeping it or selling it. You just want it to look nice, the top. So I don't think I followed up. Who's going Taco Tuesday today? It's Taco Tuesday. We are going to Chipotle. Gonna get a chicken bowl, yummy. And I love it because I know on Tuesdays I don't have to cook. So as I get older, I just don't like to cook so much. I have to like be in the mood. I have to be in the mood. Or maybe because we had the B&B and I cooked so much during those 5 years that I'm like cooked out maybe. That was crazy because you guys know I'm not a morning person. So why would I not think of doing a B&B where you have to get up early in the morning and cook food for people early in the morning. All right, so now I'm gonna strategically put my pieces where I don't have any lumps or bumps and cut them out. And like I said, if I have to roll out more clay to get a piece that is good and doesn't have any lumps and bumps, I will do that. Because I want these pieces to be flawless. We don't want them to have any imperfections. And it's working really good on my glass table. They're coming out really good. Oh no, I think that has a piece of fuzz. It does. Okay, no bueno. No bueno. I'm just really fussy with my top pieces, guys. I just want them to look perfect. Especially if I'm selling it. I would not sell a piece that had lumps and bumps and imperfections. Right, I'm gonna do those again for the feet because there wasn't any areas on there that looked acceptable to me. All right, her little arms. Kind of start on the bottom where her arm meets the jumper. Follow the edge of the jumper. And then kind of up. And do the others. I'm going to start on the bottom edge. Sandwich it right up against the edge of the jumper and then up to meet the ear. And then finger press them in. And when we add the buttons at the top of the jumper, that'll kind of camouflage where the shoulder area is. We'll make it work. All right. Still looks a little weird in this area, guys, but she's coming along. See what I'm saying? When we add the two buttons, it'll make that area make sense. Okay, let's do her feet. We'll do her feet, and then we can start decorating her. Roll this out again. You guys hanging in there with me? That's the only thing. These puzzle, that's why I told Jenna I'm ready to go and I can come on early because I knew I had planned this for today and I knew I wouldn't get it done in 1 hour. I just know myself. Other designers probably could get this done in an hour, but me, I need more. Because I tend to do pieces over again and keep doing them until they are correct. Did we oil these pieces, guys? Did we oil the feet? Yeah, we did. We oiled the feet. All right, I'm gonna move my clay over here onto my glass top. We'll find 2 areas that are good with no bubbles or imperfections. So 1 foot. And then we'll do the other, like one is a full foot and the other one is like a portion of a foot because they're like, one is like, it's supposed to look like one is behind the other on the little ragged out bunny. And she also did say, Juliana, that the way she designed it, the pieces are shorter than the base, and I don't think I'm gonna like that. So I might have to do some surgery on the base, bottom of her legs. We're gonna find out right quick, right now. All right, so I think I'm done with the white. I think I'm done with the white. Yeah, I'm looking. I think we're done with the white. And we're done with all these pieces. Give us more room on our table. All right, so one little foot, and then the other little foot. So one, and they're kind of, they're shaped like it's, one is going that way and one is going the other way, like a little rag doll would have. Or what I can do is put it all the way down. It'll leave a space and then I can make a ruffle. I think that's what I'll do as opposed to trying to cut some off. I'm gonna put it all the way down. And if you didn't wanna make a ruffle, like if you're doing a boy, you could extend. When you cut your jumper out, you could extend this, because it's only like a 1/4 inch gap. You could extend your jumper clay down. You could even finger press it to try to make them come together. But I am gonna do a ruffle, so I'm not gonna worry about it. And then we'll fit these together like that. And this one, there is a little lip showing from underneath right there, and I don't like how that looks. So I'm gonna get my X-Acto and we're going to try to cut it away. And I'm gonna set her down on some parchment. I don't want her to stick to the top of my glass table and then ruin her. We've gotten this far and she's looking so cute. All right, I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife, guys, and I'm going to attempt to shave a little bit off this side. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute, guys, while I'm doing surgery. And the base has had some time to dry a little, so it's a little bit drier of a clay than what I normally work with, so I'm gonna put some oil on my fingers and I'm gonna smooth that out, the base where we cut it away. It'll be fine. It'll be fine as it dries. Okay, all right, I like that so much better. There was just a little lip showing over here and I just cut it away with my X-Acto knife, okay guys? All right, and see how there's that space there? And I said you could extend the jumper or extend the feet or extend each of them a smidge and they would meet up, like if you're doing a boy and you don't want a ruffle. But this is gonna be a girl, so we'll make a ruffle right there and it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. You'll never even know it was there, right? Hi, Brenda, how are you? Thank you, Susan. Do you like her? Yeah, she's cute. I could see me making some of these. So if you love her and you want one, let me know. Send me a private message and we'll get it in the works for you. I have 2 more of those puppies I need to make, guys. Holy cannoli. People are loving those cute little puppies. I've made 3 already and I'm gonna make 2 more. They're so cute. You know, those big puppies, Paisley and Riley and Lily. I'm gonna make 2 more. A pink one and a coral one. All right, so what do we wanna do next? What color do I wanna do her buttons? And there's a piece to make a pocket. Do I want to make a pocket? Feel like maybe saltwater taffy for the buttons. I grab some of my molds. Let's find some button molds. These are my bows and buttons. All right, so I have these and I have these. What size do I need? That one is really big, but it might be cute. The heart-shaped one is cute. Let's try this one first. I'm thinking it might be too big, but maybe it won't be. We'll put some oil in there. I don't even know where I got these molds, guys. They're so old. Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, the puppies are cute, aren't they? They are cute. All right, let's put a little blue saltwater taffy in this button mold and see. A big button might be super cute, I'm thinking. It might be super cute because there's a good area there that has to be filled in. So we might like a real big oversized button. Yep, I gotta make 2 more. One of the ladies wants like a bubblegum pink one, and then the other lady wants like that first one I made, Paisley, the corally rose pink one. So I gotta get them started. All right, let's see if the sizing on this button is gonna work out or if it's gonna be cuckoo crazy, way too big. To do the button over again because I put my finger in it. The sizing I think is gonna work, you guys. I like it. I like it. All right, let me make another one and not put my finger in it when I'm trying to. This would be probably one of those molds, guys, where I would do it and put it in the freezer for a few minutes, 10 minutes. But I'm live right now, and I'm not gonna run out to my kitchen and put this, so I'm just gonna try to be very careful putting it in the mold and then popping it out without sticking my big old fat finger in there, my big old fat finger. Okay. And the trick is to not rush it, to pull it on the sides and pull it and pull it and keep going all the way around so it releases, and then in the middle, like push it from behind in the middle, and it should just pop out. But if you have to coax it with your fingers a little, the trick is to be very careful. All right, that one came out much gooder. I like it. It's a big button. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. Do I want to put pink behind it? I feel like I want to put a little bit of that pink behind it to make it look like it's actually threaded through the fabric. Because if I just rest it on there, the white from her neck is going to show through. And I feel like I want the pink to show through to make it look realistic, like it's threaded through a buttonhole. You guys know what I mean? So I feel like I want to put a smidge of pink on the back of it. Do you guys know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I'm just going to take a little pink, flatten it out, and then put it over that button. So then it looks like the pink fabric is in the back, okay? Let me put it. And then I'll show you. And it covered that whole area, that whole void area. It worked perfect. So we're gonna do another button. Do another button. I didn't even remember I had this big button mold, but it works perfect. It's very old. It's brown. Like all the molds I'm buying now are like clear or pink or green. So this was probably back from my paper crafting days. Perfect, right, Susan? Yeah. It needed a big old button to kind of fill up that area. And I remember Juliana saying when she was explaining how these pieces work together, I remember her saying, make sure you put your jumper down. There's gonna be an area for her neck, but you're gonna wanna put something there, a flower or a button to fill that area. All right, so there's another button. We're gonna carefully release it. Release, release, release. And then I'm gonna carefully coax it out. Then we're gonna take another piece of pink again. You guys probably didn't understand where I was going with it needed a piece of pink behind it until I held it up and showed it to you. Because the button is free floating. Mostly, part of it's on the face, a little bit's on the ear, a little bit's on the shoulder, a little bit's on the top of the jumper. But most of it is free floating in this open area. So you would only see the white through it. And I wanted to see the pink through it to make it look like it was threaded through the fabric of her jumper. And it's a big button, guys. It's a big button. It is, in case any of you have this and want to make it, it's a 1-inch button. If you don't have a button mold, guys, I'm sure you have buttons in your craft stash, like regular buttons. Just grab a regular button. I love to mix and match like different mediums with my clay items. Oh my gosh, you guys. So cute. So cute. So cute. All right, let's do her ruffle. And there is a piece for a pocket. So I think I want to do the pocket. And the wheels are turning in my brain right now. Can you see them? Can you see them turning? Where is my tiny little mold with my carrot? I have a tiny little mold with a teeny tiny carrot. The wheels are turning. Here it is, right here. Oh, here it is. We can make 2 tiny little carrots to be peeking out of the pocket. Let's do that. I think that'll be cute. How am I on time? 3:19, I'm good. Okay. 3 o'clock is my regular spot, guys. From 3 to 4. So I'm actually in my regular spot right now. All right. So let's go ahead and cut out the pocket. Let's make a couple little tiny carrots, and then we'll do the ruffle. Brenda, perfect. Maybe this will inspire you to pull it out and go make you a bunny. Go make you a bunny now. So cute, right? This is my first using it too. I bought it several weeks ago and it's just been hanging out. And I was planning it for today. And then when Teresa said she was under the weather and not going to be able to go, I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me do that because I knew I would need more than 1 hour. You see, been going 1 hour and 15 so far, and we're coming coming to the end, but all right, so let's throw some oil on our little pocket. And you see I switched up to yellow because the jumper is pink, so I didn't want to do a pink pocket. I wanted something contrasting color, and I didn't want blue because the buttons were blue. So we're gonna do a yellow pocket and a yellow ruffle on the bottom of her jumper. Cut the pocket out. Now, when I have done pockets in the past, if I was setting them on something that didn't already have a pattern, I would create a pattern in the pocket. But seeing our jumper already has that pretty flower pattern, we're gonna leave it be. I think I will add some stitching though to the pocket. So let's come in with this tool and add some stitching around the pocket. To make it look like a stitched pocket. Just to give it some more texture and a little bit more realistic look. You guys hanging in with me? So cute. Okay. Stitched pocket. All right, let's go ahead and do a couple of these little carrots. They're so tiny, guys. They're so tiny. There's a few different shapes. I think I want to do this one that's a little bit longer. They're so tiny. I even pulled this thinking we'd make a carrot and have her hold a carrot in her hand. I think that would be cute too. Don't you guys think? Have her hold a carrot in her hand with some little carrots in her pocket. And she could pretend like she was just in her bunny carrot patch, picking carrots. All right, so these tiny little molds. I like to do, like for this particular one, I'll do the green first for the top of the carrot. And I'll mash that up in there as best I can. Pull off the excess. And again, this probably would be one that I wanted to stick in my freezer for 10 or 15 minutes and let it set up a little, and then it would pop right out like an ice cube out of an ice cube tray. But I'm live with y'all, and y'all are like, keep going, do the next step. Y'all want to see it, so I'm gonna try to coax it out of here. I may have success, I may not. I may have to throw it in the freezer, guys, because you see how tiny it is. It's teeny weeny tiny. All right, let's see. It's either gonna work or it isn't gonna work. It's tiny. It's teeny tiny. If you don't have a carrot mold, guys, you can make your own carrot. Just make a teardrop and then add some green up top. Carrot's easy enough to make without a mold. But I do have a mold, so I'm gonna use it. It worked, you guys. It worked. The clay gods are with me today. All right, I want a couple of them, so let's make another one. That was our test carrot. Hi, Diane. How are you? That was our test carrot. Whew. You guys, next to Christmas, Easter, and spring is my next favorite holiday. I love all things bunnies. I will be making bunnies probably into June, probably. Just because I love bunnies so much. I love to decorate with bunnies. I love to include bunnies not only in my spring decor, but into my summer decor. I love bunnies. I used to have a bunny when I was a teenager. I had a pet bunny. Then when my boys were little, they had pet bunnies. My pet bunny's name was Snickers. I got her for my 16th birthday from one of the boys that attended my birthday party. My dad was like, what's that kid's name? I'm gonna remember him on his birthday. My dad didn't want me to have a pet bunny, but of course I kept him. I named him Snickers. He was brown and white. And then when my boys were little, like 5 or 6, I want to say, they had pet bunnies. And then one of them wanted to get a kitten. And I said, okay, because we already had a dog and a hamster. I'm like, all right, if we can find a home for the bunnies, Chocolate and Oreo, a loving home to have someone come and adopt them, then we could get a kitten. But we're not having a dog and a hamster and bunnies and a kitten. So, and we did, guys, we did. We found, and it was another family. It worked out just perfect. It was another family with 2 little boys that were like a year younger than my boys at that time. And the mom was like, we're looking to get a pet, but they're not ready for like a dog or a cat yet. And I'm like, oh, we're in the dog and cat phase. So it worked out perfect. All right. I think I only need the 2 little carrots. And what, in my mind, what I wanted to do is kind of have them peeking out the top of the pocket. The 2 little carrots. Like that. Okay. And then we want to put this on our little girl. Okay. Wait a second. I see something there. It's a little piece of black something. All right. You know what, guys? Do you remember when I was doing the jumper and I said there's a little, it wasn't a bubble, but a little imperfection? I'm like, gosh, it's right in the middle. The pocket's going to cover it. The pocket will cover it, you guys. Oh my goodness. Clay gods are with me today. Oh, can't even stand it. Did my comments stop, or did everyone stop talking to me? So cute. All right, let's do the ruffle on the bottom of her little jumper, her little bloomers, her cute little outfit. Let's make a ruffle. Are you guys still with me, or did my comments stop? I haven't seen a comment in 7 minutes. Someone throw a hi up there if you guys are still with me. Hey, Kimberly. Long time no see. How are you? Making this today. My little craft room. Susan, right? Okay, comments are still working. Yeah, that did work out good. And it covered that little imperfection. I know I'm gonna want to put rhinestones in the middle of those flowers and probably some lime margarita sweet glitter on the leaves, but I'm gonna have to wait until those leaves dry a little. Juliana, look, were your ears ringing? Because we all were just talking about you, because everyone's like, where can I get that cutter? I'm like, go join Juliana's group. I am absolutely smitten with this set, Juliana. You know I say that every time, but I really mean it this time. Smitten with it. Smitten. I love it so much. And did you see this one? I posted earlier today. I'm using it as a tree topper, Juliana, on top of my little spring tree in my craft room. Your bunny ice cream cone. I tried posting it in the group today, but it told me, Facebook told me I posted too many things today, which I had only posted one thing. Okay, good. Hi, Pam. Good. Glad everyone's there still. All right, so how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this, you guys? Let me come in with my bench scraper and give me a nice clean edge on both sides. Juliana. Yeah, I just got a Happy Mail from Juliana the other day with a whole bunch of stuff. I got her eyes, I got the new barn, I got the Highland cow, I got the plank roller cutter. I mean, yeah, I got a whole bunch of goodies. All right, guys. So I just rolled some clay out, cut the top and the bottom straight, and we're gonna make like a little ruffle. Juliana, they're my favorite. I tell everyone all the time, I really love the puzzle cutters. I love them so much. They're my favorite thing to create with. All right, so do I want to do this on the bunny or up in the air and then add it to the bunny? I think up in the air, and then we'll add it to the bunny. Just because I'd be afraid that I would do something wrong and then not be able to pull it off. Apparently I can't talk and do a ruffle at the same time. All right, curl my edges down. We'll add a little ruffle. All right, let's do another one on the other side. And then we need to give her some shading. We're gonna give her a bow, and then we're gonna do those whiskers with the iridescent curly stuff, guys, for her face, to give her face a cute little different look, okay? And this ruffle on this side. And I will come back in with glitter and rhinestones and sprinkles and all the things. Cute. All right, that got rid of that area. Hey, Maricela. I can imagine, Juliana. Yes, we love them so much. And I was saying that earlier too. Because I was explaining to the gals watching how you do the tutorials to show us how to use the cutters, because sometimes they're a little tricky, like this area here. Yours came out so clean, mine didn't. And then mine left a little impression on the pink right there. So I'm hoping as it dries, it'll puff up. But you explain how they all go together, which is so helpful. I'm a very visual person, and I like to, sometimes I have to see it. Put those big old buttons on there. She's looking so cute. All right, what color bow do we want to give her in her hair? Let's do some shading. I think it's probably dried enough, guys, that I could do a little bit of light shading without causing too much trouble. You guys know I like to wait and shade on dry clay, but if you're gonna do it on wet clay, just go very, very light and do layers. Very light and do layers. She's so cute. Oh my goodness, I love her. Love her so much. Maricela, it's a rolling pin I got off of Amazon, but check with Juliana because she has a whole bunch of patterned rolling pins now in her private group album. I know you're in Juliana's group, right? You're in Juliana's group. So check with her. I'm not happy with the quality of the one I got from Amazon. It has lines in it. All right, I'm giving her a little on her nose as well, guys. Teal bow, yes. Jenna. It'll pick up the color of the buttons. That's a great idea. I want to give her some nice, good cheekers, because once we put the whiskers on, they'll just be peeking out. So it's looking a little crazy right now, like she has crazy cheeks, but once we put the whiskers on, it'll make a little more sense. And Juliana shaded her entire bunny. I'm not gonna. I like the more clean and simple look. So we're just not gonna. I'm not gonna. I feel like I might even could rhinestone her bow, you guys. But let's just give her a bow. I figured I'd use this bow. You know, that bow mold that we all have and love. And if we don't have it, Jan from C's Designs can make you one. She makes custom molds and she'd be happy to make you one. That is the perfect size for our girl. So I am gonna add some oil in it. And I'm gonna use Jenna's suggestion to make that pretty turquoise aqua bow to match the buttons. Brenda, this is going to be your next project. You love her. Oh, you're not, Maricela? Oh, did you get this bunny, though, while you were in her group? I love this bunny so much. It's one of her newer ones. It's one of her newer ones. All right. Wake the clay up. Oh my gosh, she came out even cuter. And you know what? I have blue rhinestones right over here that we could put in the centers of her. Or do I want to do pink? That might be too much blue. It might be too much. Let's do the bow. Let's do the bow. I'm so tickled with how she's coming out. She's adorable. Yes, Brenda, you need to make her. You need to make her. Find some time and make her. All right, I can sit down, I guess, take a break. You guys know I tend to stand a lot when I'm working with my clay. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think there's others out there that have to stand when they're working with clay, and then there's others out there that can sit the entire time. I can't. I have to stand. I feel like I have to get leverage. All right, this is way more than what we need. So now I'm gonna start trimming some away. Just running my scissors parallel over the mold, and any excess will come right out. Okay, I'll go back in and finger press it all in there. Once that's looking good, then we can just push it down, make sure there's no air bubbles. That'll give it a nice flush look on the front. And this one usually cooperates. This one usually will come right out. Like I said, you just go around and release it, release it, release it, release it. Keep going around until you're all the way around. And then it should just pop right out for you. Nice. I can add rhinestones to her bow, like after it dries. or some blue Hawaiian sweet glitter would be cute, I feel. It's definitely going to have something added to it, either glitter or rhinestones. I can't just leave it. That goes against everything. There's a little piece of glitter. I should leave it because we're going to glitter this anyways. But that's bothering me. And in theory, I feel like I would wait to add her bow and give it some dry time. So let me just set it over here. Actually, you guys are gonna hate me, but I feel like I wanna do it again because there was a line in it. Even though I'm gonna cover it with rhinestones or glitter, I always like to err on the cautious side. And if there's an imperfection, I wanna get it out. Just so if I change my mind and I didn't want to add glitter or rhinestones or sprinkles, then I have that option. You know what I'm saying? If it had that imperfection, that line in there, I would have to add something. Are you guys perfectionists like me too? Do you redo things when you do them and you're not happy with how they look? Do you like smash them apart and redo them? Or am I just a cuckoo? Am I a cuckoo bird? It's all how you unmold it. If I put this in the freezer and then popped it out, it would have cooperated a lot more. But I was forcing it out and I feel like it had a little line on the front that I didn't like. I wasn't happy with. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna coax it out and be gentle. Oh, Susan, you too. Smooth it out. Yeah, see, Maricela? Because if I changed my mind and I didn't want, for some reason, I don't really see that happening, but if I see that came out much better. If I changed my mind and didn't want to add the glitter or the rhinestones, I'd be stuck with a bow with a line going across it. This came out perfect this time now. All right, perfect. All right, I'm gonna set it up here and give it a few minutes to hang out and do its thing. All right, do I want to do blue rhinestones in the center of the flowers, or do I want to do bubblegum pink? Let me grab a bubblegum pink one so I could show you. The bubblegum pink might blend in a little bit better. Okay, I got these pink ones. We're gonna take votes. Hey Diane, whether we want the aqua rhinestones or the pink rhinestones. Or I guess we could mix them, but that might be a little crazy. That might be too much of a good thing. Do we like the pink on pink, or do we like the aqua on pink? What do you guys think? Pink on pink or aqua on pink? So that's how it would look, all pink, pink on pink. More subtle, sparkly but subtle. Hey Sam, how are you? Or we could do the aqua on pink, and it would definitely be a punch of color. I think both are equal cute. Do both. You don't think it'll be too much? There's only spots for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So I feel like we should stick to maybe one color or the other. Sam says aqua, Jenna says aqua. Nancy says pink. Marianne says aqua. Brenda says pink. I think it's split. 50-50. Let's come in with my toothpick and my tacky glue. Maricela says aqua. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, Maricela. I'm shocked that you're not in Camp Pink. I'm shocked. You know I'm kidding with you. All right, add some clear tacky glue to the centers of these cute little flowers. We'll come in with our rhinestones. Why is that one not picking up? I know, me too, right? I'm shocked. The world stopped spinning for a second. It did. It stopped spinning for just a second. This one I have to finagle because it's hanging off the jumper a little. So we have to push it a little with our finger. Same with that one there. That kind of covers up. Remember I said when I used the piece to cut that center portion out, it made a line on the jumper. The rhinestone kind of covers it a little. So at least there's that. All right, and there's another one. Can I squeeze it under that pocket? I'm gonna try. Put one there. I'll hold this up in a second, guys. Put one there. It's looking really cute with the aqua. It would have been cute with the pink too, but it's looking really cute with the aqua. I think I can squeeze one under this pocket where a portion of it will show. I'm going to try to put the glue directly onto the rhinestone because it's a little tricky to get it on the pocket. Won't stick. Let's use our tweezers. Me too, Maricela. Me too. That was so funny. All right, and I'm gonna see if I can wiggle this under that pocket. Because a little portion of a flower center was sticking out, but just a little portion of it. And it looked weird having all the other flowers with the centers. And I want to put another one right there, guys. Where's my toothpick? It looked weird seeing a portion of the flower center. Okay. Come back in. Okay, that looks good. And then, like I said, when the clay dries a little, I'll come back in with some glitter and sprinkles. Let's do her whiskers. We can do her whiskers. Get these guys out. What time is it? Oh, I have 10 minutes. I can show you how to do one whisker. Look at how pretty that looks, guys, with the sparkly rhinestones. Every little element we're adding to our girl now is just making her cuter and cuter and cuter. All right, let me hop up here and grab my iridescent chenille stems. Sometimes it pays to be organized because when you have to pull something quick, you can go right to it. Other times when I clean my room, sometimes I make myself crazy because then I go to find something and I can't find it. All right, so she's little. So I don't want super long whiskers. So out of one tinsel, these are not chenille stems, they're like iridescent tinsel from Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna take a very small brush and curl it around and leave a straight part like that, because that's what we're going to stick into the clay. Do I want 3 on each side or 2? Let's start with 2 on each side. And then if I want to add another one. Yes, Sam, this is one of Juliana's. Hi, Wendy. And she was on here a few minutes ago with us, talking to us about this cutter set and her other cutter sets. And we were all talking back and forth. It was so fun. It was so fun. It was so fun. All right, so now let's take one of these little tinsel whiskers. And I'm going to carefully, let's start off with 2. I'm going to make 2 little pilot holes. And I don't want to mess her face up. So I'm just gonna add a tiniest little smidge of super glue. Just a smidge, guys, because I don't want any of it to get on her face and mess her face up. And then we're gonna stick it into the pilot hole. Push it and twist it. So cute. I think 2 on each side will be just enough. I did 3 on my nutcracker, but he's a big boy. This is a little girl. Just a little girl. Take another pilot hole and push that down in. 2 is perfect, guys. 2. 2 on this side. Make one little pilot hole there. Do you see my hand shaking, guys? That makes me so nervous because she came out so cute. And then poking a hole in her face makes me so nervous because she came out perfect. And potentially you could ruin her just by adding the whiskers. All right, there's 1. Let's add 1 more. Right there. The trick is to add the tiniest smidge of super glue. You don't want to gob it on because then as you're pushing it in the face, you have potential of having some of it show, and you don't want it to show. Push it in. I need to turn her this way so I can arrange the whiskers. All right, I'm gonna leave them and let them dry, and then once the clay is dry, I can move the whiskers around where I need them to be. You're so welcome, Jenna. Up next at 4 is Jess from Jess's Custom Creations. We're gonna hop over to her page and see what she has planned to show us today. I am heading out to Taco Tuesday. So I will watch Jess and Mrs. P and Sam, are you up today on the replays? All right, let's go ahead and add her bow. It's still wet, but that's okay. I'm gonna put a little super glue on the back because her face and ears have had time to form the skin. And then I'll figure out, after the bow dries tomorrow, I'll figure out if I want to add glitter or rhinestones or what. But then I want to do a little bit of pink in her mouth. But again, I'm going to let it dry a little, guys. Oh, and I wanted to do a carrot in her hand. Let's do a quick carrot. We have 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. Let's see if we could do a carrot in 4 minutes with this mold. And then I will have done this start to finish with y'all. Start to finish. What do we think? What do we think? Okay, guys, Sam is back on the lineup today. Sam, I'll probably be just getting back home from tacos and groceries. So if I could catch a little bit of your live, I will. And if not, I will watch the replay and share. Everyone, Jess and Mrs. P and Sam into my share group. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, she came out cute. And it was so fun that the creator of the cookie cutter came on. Juliana came on and chatted with us for a while. That was a treat. All right. Add this into the carrot mold. Cut off our excess. This is a very flimsy mold, but I feel like it's a big enough piece that, as opposed to those micro tiny carrots, it's a big enough piece that it'll cooperate and we'll be able to get it out, as opposed to having to put it in the freezer. It's a very flimsy mold, guys, you can see. But it popped right out because it's a big enough piece. All right, and let me see. Do I want her to have a carrot or are we done and just leave her be? Feel like I want her to have a carrot, and there's that line that the roller made right here. And if we put this in her hand over here, guys, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna cover where that line is. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like we're gonna cover that rhinestone, but that's okay. I feel like we're gonna put it right there. So stinking adorable, you guys. I can't. My shorts are cute. What, the little jumper on the bunny, Michelle? Look at her whiskers. That's how she turned out, you guys. I love her. We'll still do something to the bow. Probably glitter. Since we have rhinestones down here, I'll probably glitter the ruffle on her bloomers and her bow. I'm being so careful, guys, because the clay is still so wet and I don't want to put big indentations in. I will add some lime margarita sweet glitter from Paper Sweeties on the top of that carrot. I'll add probably blue Hawaiian sweet glitter to her bow and pineapple mojito sweet glitter to the little ruffles on her jumper. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, my shirt? Yeah. I wore my bunny and carrot shirt because I knew I was gonna make a bunny today. All right, guys, there's my project today for Crafty Friends. The lineup is posted on all of our pages. It's also in the Crafty Friends community group, and you can find all the lives there. If you get lost along the way, just hop onto any of those of us that are part of the lineup, and you could find out where you are during the day. And again, if you don't have time during the day, come back and watch everyone on the replay. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me and helping me make her. We need a name, but I have to go. Jess is up now. I'm gonna head out for tacos, and I'll see you again later. And I'll be live a couple of times tomorrow, Wednesday. All right, guys, thank you so much. Enjoyed my time with you today. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. And until next time, guys, be sweet. Bye.